Hello everyone, this is Father of the Everchosen, back as Taelion Hevrech in the Hevrech Legacy here in Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. So, when last we left Taelion, he had, I believe, just won. We can look here. He had won a tournament here in Varcheg not too long ago. And there's currently no tournament here in Dathma. So we're just going to get some more recruits and keep working towards our goal of starting our own kingdom. So I think our best course of action still, we need to keep building up money and going through and winning tournaments, betting what money we do have, and selling, the gear, if it isn't as good, is definitely our best option right now. We don't have anything to trade, and I guess we'll grab those last two troops as well. So short of that, the next step will also be to start having wars with some of the minor factions. But if we look right now, all we have pretty much is low tier recruit units, which are not going to help us in our fights against probably the hidden hand to start. So these 8 looters should be easily able to overtake them. One loss of an Aserai recruit. Not too bad, but only one upgrade, which is of course unfortunate. But the other thing that I think I will have to start doing is using that smith that we just acquired and start breaking down some of the weapons that we get and selling them as their component pieces. The steel, wrought iron, and other pieces that you can get sell for higher than just the base cost of like the weapon itself. So hopefully I'm able to just start making some of that money, and maybe we'll have to start hitting up some of the taverns and gaining some of the mercenary units that you can recruit from the tavern. The biggest thing will be to not get captured anymore. And I think I've split off enough of these looters where should be alright. One dead, 2 dead. And hopefully my horse won't drop. If I drop too far from my own units, it'll be a bit of a mess. Headshot. Riding at 60. Getting some nice lucky headshots. Good, I got a level. Nope. Headshot. And let's see if I can ride down any of the retreating units just to increase that polearm skill just a hair more. Looks like I've got 3 targets. Maybe 4. 4. So hopefully with this battle, even though I've lost a handful of guys, should be able to upgrade. That was an interesting noise. There we are. Perfect. Lost 2, but upgrade 9. Perfect. Take those looters. And the Aserai tribesmen can either go to the Master Archer, which is a pretty decent unit, or the Veteran Infantry. I think I'm going to go Veteran Infantry because I think the Palatine Guard are better. The Watchmen will go Mercenary line. And we're going to need some nice, just decent frontline unit. The Mamluk, the Palace Guards are, of course, good, but without a shield, it seems like unshielded units, unless they are cavalry that are unshielded, do very poorly, especially because you're going to be going up against the Battanians and the Empire and the Kuzite, and they all have very good archery skill. And yeah, their armor is pretty good, but I think the tribesmen and going down the Veteran Infantry is probably where I'm going to have to go for now. And we got a little bit of food in that. And we'll head here to Lycaron. And like I said, we're going to try to break down some of this stuff. So we're going to see hardwood. And they're selling it at 17, which is cheaper than normal. And I think that'll be fair enough. My smithing skill is, of course, lower than my partner's. So I'm going to probably just refine the hardwood into charcoal so that he can be focused more on the smelting and whatnot. And let's see. We've got crude iron, and we can get that into wrought iron. Let's grab a few more pieces of that. And then eventually, hopefully, we'll be able to craft a nice weapon. So we could get here to a two-handed polearm. That's the best spearhead I think we have unlocked. And that's the best shaft. So, you know, if you can get some of these great combinations, they can make pretty decent weapons. But now if you look, crude iron sells for 20, the wrought iron is selling for 30, and it's actually selling fairly good here. So 305, that I almost have recouped everything from buying the hardwood and then just sell off these clothes, and I've more than made my money back. Let's check. There is an arena or a tournament going on. This Imperial Axe, I won't use it, but I might be able to give it to the smith, or again use it for smithing purposes. Damn it. That's my guy. Hopefully the two that we have left will be more than enough to Eutropius has secured our position. So hopefully we'll walk away with this, a little bit more money, a little bit more renown, and we'll start maybe we'll just start fighting the Hidden Hand now. Sometimes you can pick one of their armies that typically hovers right around like 20 men. The Hidden Pawn, the Hidden Hand, their units aren't the greatest, and especially if you have good archers. I believe most of their units come unshielded. They have high throwing skill. I got paired with a great recruit. As long as we can take the green guy out, I'll secure my spot. Might be a little bit cheap to let them fight it out, but still was able to secure my spot. And it'll be me and Eutropius in the final fight. There we go. And I didn't bet a whole lot because I didn't know if I could beat Eutropius in the end. He's got very good armor. Starting off with a nice 44 damage though. He definitely has a higher one-handed skill than me. That's why he's able to recover so quickly. So, luckily, didn't bet anything on that. Should just be able to pack up. And a lot of the time you'll find the Hidden Hand either right here around Poros, in between Poros and Lycaron, or you'll find them in between Lycaron and Phakion. I believe that's how you would. Yeah. Something similar to that. But you can always open and go to clans, minor clan, Hidden Hand, and they're part of the Aserai, so I can't even fight them right now. Another decent one. The Legion of the Betrayed are very powerful. They have the Principe, Triarii, so they are very Roman-esque, and they're part of the Aserai. But their units, if you can get them, either by capturing, their army and then holding their prisoners and then just recruiting them, they are some of the best mercenary units that you can get. So the forest people seen near Locana Castle. So I guess we'll make our way that way. And perhaps we'll stop here in Lycaron and look in the tavern and see if we can hire anybody off. And we'll ransom our prisoners as well. So, so 2 Imperial armed traders. Sure, for 200, why not? And of course, you have to go actually into the tavern to recruit these people. But sometimes it is well worth it. The Imperial Armed Trader, they're just, you know, a baseline unit, but they've got a decent enough why do they have a bow and no bow skill? I will chalk that up to the fact that this is still an early access game, and there are certain units that have very weird assignments for their stat composition. So like the Mercenary Guard is a crossbow wielding unit. It's got a 20 in crossbow, but it's got an 80 in two-handed. Now, it could of course go, nope, mercenary swordsmen have one-handed swords and mercenary crossbows and hired crossbows. So definitely be careful of that, because those stats do truly matter. They're I don't know why they're so bass-ackwards sometimes, but hopefully as the game progresses, they'll, you know, the developers will look into that and go, okay, well that didn't make sense. Here, let's change it. So hopefully we can find those 23 looters. If you don't like the forest battles, which I don't, try to always catch them out on the open plain. If you have a lot of archers, if you yourself are an archer, or you have a lot of cavalry, obviously your best bet is to fight on the open plain.
Warriors!
Because
Forward, archers! Get moving!
Self-explanatory. If I had cavalry, I could, you know, send them around. I can always see them. Archers aren't going to get their shots blocked by trees. And hopefully I can bump up my archery here to 50 relatively soon. And like I said, I believe last time, or maybe it was the first video, headshots at distance give the most experience. The hardest shots give the best experience. I always like to take a polearm and arrows. But in my own personal playthrough, I have a nice long lance, and I don't carry a shield, but I carry 2 quivers of arrows, so I get more shots off. But that lance is, like this lance is definitely more built to go against either close quarters combat on horseback, or against retreating infantry or rear charge into infantry. The lance that I have is one of the longest weapons, so it's good to go against cavalry to cavalry in the charge, because if your lance is not as long as your opponent's, logic dictates that they'll be able to stab you before you can stab them. And especially if they have a couchable weapon, you're going to take just astronomical amounts of damage. Right over his shoulder. This little bugger's got a lot of health. I'm definitely not going to let him get away. So, once we mop up the last of them, we didn't lose a single unit, but unfortunately, when you participate, and you participate heavily, you know, I killed almost half of their guys, and they had 2 escapes, so I did kill more than half. You're going to take most of the skill points. Now, my Imperial Archer, I had 2 of them, they killed 5 guys. They can go to a Trained Archer. Picked up some beer. So in battles like that, obviously not losing guys is great, but not getting any experience right now isn't exactly what I'm looking for. I need my troops to be leveling up. Another tip, in your party screen, you can change whether your infantry are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but your crossbows will always be assigned to group 1, so they'll stand with your infantry. If you want to change them, you have to go in and manually do it. I suggest that you do. Otherwise, you're going to have your crossbows getting killed quite frequently.
Face that way! Move out! Archer! Forward!
And if you are going to forward deploy your archers, definitely make sure you pull them back. I didn't pull mine back as fast as I would have liked. Wasn't the worst. There we go. And see, minimal participation, end up getting, more upgrades. I killed one. Tribesman up in the front. So like I said, the Watchmen, which I believe they have a crossbow. The Mercenary Guard definitely do. So you just have to go in here and change the formation. So infantry, ranged, and now your character will shout out whatever this is. So infantry, ranged, cavalry, horse archers, skirmishers. It doesn't matter if you think that, your army's heavily cavalry and you don't want to have, 3 and 4 be the numbers you have to press. You can change it to 1. It's not going to hurt anything. So, like I said, moving my crossbows back to 2. Got some more food in that, which is always good. Food can definitely make or break everything. If you're not paying attention, I've got 7 days of food left. If it gets to that 7th day, you'll start losing morale. Your troops don't fight as well with low morale. And eventually you'll get desertion. I'll just send the troops against these 11. Now, since the most recent patch, looters are deadly. So, I lost 4 guys. In previous patches, I wouldn't have lost anybody. Everybody would have ended up wounded. Now, if my medicine skill was higher, it would also be better. Losing a peasant and the tribesman the peasant is the only one that I kind of find acceptable. But that's why you should, for the most part, fight every battle. Which, I know, you definitely can get bored just sitting there. Because, the more you participate, the more experience you're taking from your troops. But you've got to weigh whether losing troops, I know in my personal campaign, I've lost Imperial Elite Cataphracts to looters, which, shouldn't be possible, pretty much even. Nope, I want to go to the tavern. Let's see if we have any other fine gentlemen that would like to join. I don't believe so. It's a townsman. You can always hit Alt, but it's only going to show you, I think, named characters. I don't believe it shows you mercenaries available. Townsman, townsman. And we'll grab up. Nope. Jesus. Let's reset. Okay. So we're going to sell all of this. Charcoal is valued at 81 here. That's insane. Let's go to the smithy. Take... let's see what Taelion can do real quick. And gotta rest now. So I'm going to wait for a day, and then I'm going to see if I can still sell that charcoal at 81. Gotta watch, you know, a caravan may come in and totally gum that up. Charcoal's still at 81. So we'll back out of here. And I'll refine the charcoal real quick. Alright, I can smelt this last one and then just refine that stuff up. Yeah, now I'm only sitting at the 71, but wrought iron and crude iron, definitely not worth selling here. You know, crude iron I could go back to Lycaron and sell it for 9 more. The wrought iron I could go back to Lycaron and sell it for 13 more. And I know that I can get a pretty good price. So even just for charcoal, I'm going to increase my money quite substantially. But now we need to see, let's grab some meat, a little bit of grain, and Darbard the Smith. We need to get him at least some passable armor. Let's grab him this Imperial stitched leather. And that should be good. So basically what we sold that charcoal for, we ended up spending between the food and his little bit of armor. So we were looking for Brotherhood of the Woods. So he was seen near Melian. Melian Castle's down here. Oop. Gotta talk to Monchug. And like I said, we're just probably not going to go and read through those since I had already decided that we're going to build our own kingdom. The flavor text that they're going to tell you is, you know, if you want to side with, you know, which army or which nation, that may minorly influence you. These 15 looters are probably going to be the better target. And we're moving at 3.4. They're at 3.4. hopefully they make a few mistakes. We can catch them. I may have to start going and taking out some of these hideouts. I know you can get some decent equipment from them. I just never feel like I have very good luck with them. I feel like in the end I always end up
Infantry! Get warriors!
getting injured or losing troops that I don't feel like I should have.
Move!
And if you're tired of having your army turn all the time, you can just do F2 and then rotate them the direction you wish they're standing, and then hit F1, and they'll just stay facing that direction, versus always altering their orientation. Lost an Empire peasant. I think I lost 2 Empire peasants actually. Let's go run this guy down. Fast little bugger. So I lost 1 and 2 upgraded. Both of those Empire peasants. The peasants aren't the greatest, but having watchmen and then the hired guard, I believe, improves your roguery skill. So let's keep heading south here. There we are. So we got Steward up to 25. So I'm going to be the ruler, so we'll grab Supreme Authority. I know I'm not currently, but it's definitely going to be worth it to build it out that way. So let's go with tactics. That's a skill that you're going to use quite frequently. Obviously, every battle you can build up tactics. The bigger the battle, the more units you control, the quicker it goes up, I believe. And obviously, it was getting near its cap. Reinforced padded mittens. I could use those. And we'll bet it all. Well, I don't know what happened there. Mind the whatever. Let's see if maybe going into first person. Nope. So we're just gonna have to see if this does it again, and if it does, sorry about this, folks. I don't feel like you need to cut it necessarily. I know it's unsightly and you can't really gain anything out of this, but as soon as I finish the fight, I would like to see if it's going to keep doing it. And if it is, hopefully it's not that the save file is corrupt. Hopefully it is just a graphical anomaly. Let's see if getting down. Alright. So, I'm not going to bet anymore. Yep, it's still doing it. So,
Come on! Come on!
yep, I have no idea what's going on here. So it seems like anything with high polygon count, you know, the sand is not, you know, this beautiful. So Alright. We'll leave. Leave party. So my character shows up here. Clicking through. They're showing up. So hopefully it was just maybe Saronia. Maybe just their arena might be a little bugged. That's definitely gonna be the hope. Yep. So it seems like probably just that battle map was bugged. So we'll make a mental note and stay away from it. And I should be able to type up a card and send it to the developer, and just to make sure that they know that battle map might be a little buggy, since this is still an early access game. Any help that the developer can get, I'm sure they will appreciate. Not making friends. And anytime, like, you know, I helped him out, so I got a nice boost to my my charisma, or my charm. And you can get that in a few different ways, but helping people out is probably the easiest way to do it. Oop. So we're going to fight these brigands, and then we'll go over and we'll help these villagers. Helping villagers builds up your relationship with that lord as well. And it makes any persuasion attempts with that lord easier.
Come on, boy.
And especially if I want to start my own kingdom, I'm going to have to persuade lords to come join me. More than likely. I can't just depend on my own companions, because I have to supply the troops for my own companions, at least initially. I don't know. I believe they can recruit. Right over your shoulder. Bow's getting close to 50. These peasants just, you know, I probably grabbed, not probably, I grabbed the peasants because I needed to fill out the army. But if I were you, unless you've got good perks or you're playing on a lower difficulty, I probably wouldn't grab the peasants. Even once they get to either Hired Blade or the Hired Crossbow, they're not like fantastic units, but they are relatively cheap. And that's right, footman. Yeah, because right now the Mercenary Guards for, you know, wage of 12 isn't bad at all. You know, the Palatine Guard also is a wage of 12. Wow. Are they all wage of 12 in the end? That seems a little... 12,742. Hopefully that ends up changing as well. I feel like certain units definitely need to be paid more. See, so my relations, and then your relations with the notables. So this is Adrisa, which is right here, and we'll head there. And since I saved their people, when your relation gets high enough, then you can recruit their higher tier units. So recruit troops. So I need, relationship of 5, and then 10, 20, 40, 60. And here, the big live recruit goes down to the Imperial Elite Cataphract. That's an important one, but I'm not going to come here and just focus down this one guy when the rest of the tree is just low tier. Head to Danustica. Hopefully, we'll try out another tournament if there is one going on here. And hopefully it won't be bugged, one, and we'll be able to grab some better equipment. And at this point, any good equipment that we grab will probably be given to our blacksmith friend. An extra 1,000 gold. I'll take it. So nothing there. Hassan Folk. HF. We're going to go to HF. Hopefully we can catch Adram. I do believe. Yep. And that makes us... We got 4 more people we got to talk to. And then we can advance with that quest. But we're still not even clan tier 2. You got to get all the way to clan tier 3 to create your own kingdom. Trade. Not worth it. I guess at this point, we're going to want... Let's see if we can catch these 4. Probably not. But you can always hover over and see they've got 4 infantry prisoners. What are they? They're Azerite peasants. So, not truly worth it. But certain people, I know I wiped out the leader of the Hidden Hand one time and got 3 Imperial Cataphracts and like 5 Palatine Guard from it. So it was a very lucky early break for me. Obviously, you're not always going to get that. So, let's visit the tavern. Thug. I wonder if the thugs are just looters. 120. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over. Nope. Thug, expert thug, master thug. Master thug with garbage stats. So basically what I would use those for, I would probably put them into their own group and just send them in and let them die. They are your cannon fodder. They're the equivalent of vampire zombies. Ew, this party is the better of the 2 to chase, and the one I probably am more lucky or more likely to catch.
Warriors! Forward infantry! Onwards!
Stagger the line a little. And after this, we're really going to need to focus down finding one of these additional factions, these minor factions, and start racking in some good experience, some good loot. There we are. See there, my tactic just went up. There we are. Where is... There he is. Let's see if I can pin him down before the other archers get to him. 97 damage, so he must not have been hit at all. No dead. Always a good. Imperial infantry and some veteran archers. So we're going to go back into here and start looking for some of these minor factions. And now once the minor factions, so like the Hidden Hand, are part of the SRI right now, eventually they will more than likely become they won't be part of them anymore, and they'll be able to be attacked yet again. Segura and Sampha. So it seems like they're more up around here. Hopefully we can find them. They definitely can be slippery. And since they only field 4 armies, if, you know, like me, you're starting so far away from them, you're gonna have a harder time finding them. You're just gonna have to check daily. We're gonna stop here. And like I said, I want to check and make sure. So clearly it must just be that city. Oop, 25. And we're just not going to end up betting. Oop. Ooh, I guess. Thought that was going to get off earlier. Let's hop up on this horse. There we are. If you can, I would always jump up on the horse. A lot of the time, your opponent is only going to end up hitting the horse from under you, sparing you the damage. And me versus a cataphract. The cataphract definitely has the advantage. Once you get your skill up high enough and one-handed, you, in a sword and shield fight, will almost never lose, because as long as you can get the drop and get that first hit in, you are fast enough to recover where you can get all your hits in. Yay! And let's trade the reinforcements. Reinforced padded mittens will of course go to me. And I think we'll leave it at that. We've got enough food for 7 days. So that one-handed. So you can either grab the 3 hit point increase or you can grab the one-handed damage increase. 3 hit points is not worth to me. 3% might be, but 3, it just isn't worth it in my mind. You, of course, may have a different, let's see, the Brotherhood of the Woods, I mean, that's a huge army. They are not part of any faction. And they're the guys I'm hunting for. But I don't think I could take that army on. 11 looters? So the other thing I could be doing, let's see. So he's got 30 infantry and 37 range. And he has, you know, if I had better troops, even that 67 wouldn't be too challenging because it's a lot of Empire recruits. I just don't have the troops, and short of, you know, going around and raiding some of these villages, which making an enemy early doors of, you know, one of the superpowers isn't the best choice. I mean, like, I probably won't come over here and settle in the Kazite lands to start my empire. So I could go over here. But if the Kazite ever push in, or let's say I want to go to Amfrella, then I'm going to have, you know, difficulty. Obviously you can raid, you know, like this guy right here. He would probably be the perfect one to go after. So the next logical place to go would be to come up here, search for like the Skolderbroft or the lake rats. Let's stop tracking these. Oop, Lucan. Oh, come on. My 27 men should be decently fast enough. All right. So, and the other thing I guess I could do, I'm not clan tier 2 yet, but I could join a kingdom for the time being and work as a mercenary. Definitely don't want to vassalize of the Wolfskins. They're all infantry. Well, they got 7 range, but there's 71 of them. You know, again, if it was smaller or I had better troops, I would go for it. 78 is just, that's a huge task to take on. And I know I could take out a good chunk of them, but in the end, if I took out 50 of them and then I still ended up losing, it's not worth it. Ransom, visit the tavern. Imperial armed trader again. Party's starving. See, like I said, definitely got to pay attention to that. Buy products. Let's buy the grain and the butter. I've got plenty of money. So I think that'll be what we're going to do. Let's see, Sturgia and more, they're at war with the Lake Rats and the Western Empire. And probably, you know, they'll pick up a fight against Finlandia. So, and then the Western Empire, you've got the Northern Empire, the Western and the Southern. So, coming over here and raiding the Western Empire is typically going to be pretty safe. And I'll probably end up settling some, probably not in the Empire. Come on. So, and I'm probably not going to pull a lot of Imperial Lords, so lower relations with them isn't going to be as big of a problem. They've got some forest bandits with them. That can indeed be a problem. I think the best place to set up will end up being like right here in this semi-open clearing. And then we'll probably go back north, hook up with that lord, and we'll join as a mercenary. Bushwhacker took out our thug. Not concerned. Let's hope we're end up being successful here. Nope. So luckily I had some semi-decent troops with me. My watchmen, tribesmen, lost some semi-decent troops. Mercenary crossbow. But now I have a Palatine Guard. And even one Palatine Guard can definitely turn the tide. So I think we'll head back this way. There was a lord up here not too long ago. Where he is now, I don't really know. But I figure hooking up with Sturgia for now might be the best bet. Sturgian troops, I do believe, recently got a rework. So they are a little stronger. He's 35 looters. So taking on some Sturgian troops won't be terrible. Sturgia definitely has the probably the worst reputation in troops. You know, the Kuzites at least have, you know, great horse archers. The Aserai have their Mamluks, and their archers aren't, you know, the master archer isn't a bad unit by any means. And the Battanians have their Fanes, but the Sturgians, you know, even their elite tier unit wasn't, you know, quite up to snuff in comparison to a lot of others. You know, Looters killed the thug, which doesn't really bother me. And in the end, we were successful. snatch up a few more skill points and the kills. And the reason that the mercenary crossbows are a good unit to take their crossbow damage is blunt damage, so they're going to net you a lot of prisoners. So you can either increase your roguery with that, or you can take prisoners and donate them to other lords' castles and increase your influence. So you can propose different policies, and you can call forth your armies and such. So close. So in the end, I lost one unit, a thug, but only two upgraded, the Imperial Trained Infantry and the Imperial Trained Archer. Now, I got quite a few skill points. But, again, we need... Can't just depend on me. And everybody's at war, so the list of troops that you can pull from is quite low. There's something I'd like to I would like to enter the service. How would for the right sum, mercenaries, 70 for every group of enemies you vanquish, or for an equivalent deed. Alright, I accept. You can count on me for now. So we've got the Empire that I can start doing some raiding and whatnot. Party. The only thing is that Darbard the Smith is generous and merciful, so he will not like what I'm doing. But quite frankly, I don't necessarily care. Nor, I think, should you always care about what your companions think. I mean, I do believe that they can, abandon you, but there does come a point where you need to start, really cracking down and working on, improving your armies. Roguery. And now I always take the speed for raiding villages. Again, if I had better troops, I'd probably take that caravan on. I just don't think I would be successful. So we'll head probably over here to Montos, and we'll start raiding here. Take hostile action. Force notables to give you recruits. Sure. And after we mess around with Montos for a little, we will probably wrap this episode up. Damn.
Infantry!
Where are my archers?
Infantry! Onwards!
We lost the unit. Of course. Alright. In the end, we still ended up winning. Watchman to Mercenary Guard. Grab all that. And yeah, we'll just grab all those. And since I got wounded, we'll have to retreat. Should just be able to back off. Yep, there's Vip on. And of course he's going to have probably a faster army than me. He's moving at 4-8. I'm moving at 4-8. Let's go to this city to protect ourselves. Because I definitely won't be able to beat Vipon. Oh, we'll wait here. We'll stop waiting. Asserai and Vinlandia have made peace. So, we will probably just leave it here. I know, you know, it's definitely a slow burn right now, but we need to just get the biggest thing that we're probably missing right now is the fact that our speed isn't super great. We need more horses, so we're going to probably have to go to a city or to one of these little villages, buy some horses up so we can increase this speed. See, so footmen on horses is 0.06. And cargo within capacity isn't too bad. So if we can increase the number of our men that can be thrown up on horses, it'll definitely improve our speed. We'll start snatching up some of these others, and we'll have to probably start taking on things like these mountain bandits, not just the looters. We really need to just get a nice core of units, or we need to hit like a super lucky score and get some good prisoners that we can recruit. Or the only other thing would be if we do go back to war with Vinlandia for the time that I'm a mercenary of Sturgia, you know, participating in the sieges will net some decent coin. And I guess beyond that, we might have to just start doing some of these minor quests and start building up our relations with the notables. But until the next time, which should be more than likely Saturday, I have been Father of the Everchosen. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the content I'm putting out here on the channel, please leave a like. Any comments are greatly appreciated. Try to go through all of them. There's not a lot right now, but I anticipate eventually it will pick up, and I'll try to respond. And as always, if you want to subscribe, please do so. The more people that know about the channel, the better things that I can put out, the more incentive there is to put out, you know, more content per day. Right now, during the quarantine, it's easy to pump out a video or two, but if a video or two, even post-quarantine, is getting a lot of traction, it definitely is a big boost, because I've got a way, whether I record videos or I have to do a regular menial job. But thank you guys, and as always, I'm Father of the Everchosen.